All right, good morning. Today is August 7th of 2024, and we're going to go over the daily as well as the previous day's price action. Um, so yeah, there was a live stream of ICT yesterday, so that's why I didn't live stream yesterday. Figured I'd take a look at what he's trying to teach, but at the same time, I did take some trades. So let's just go over yesterday's price action. Yesterday, I did not have a long-term bias, but I did have a couple of trades after I realized where price was drawing to. Um, this is yesterday's candle right here, right here. So the bias was still bullish. Uh, again, after price did a couple of things that I wanted to see. So let's just go over that real quick. All right, so all right, here it is. Okay, so yesterday, right after the open, we had a sweep of this low, sweep of this low. I actually wanted this low, but as soon as price drew higher and covered and closed above these bodies, my bias changed to bullish. Um, I didn't take this one though. Yeah, I didn't take the low, but I did take the trade after price traded into discount once again. Um, and the reason why I took that trade was because there was a unicorn setup. You can't see it really here on the 5 minute, neither here. But if you zoom into the 1 minute, you can see a setup here. Not here, but on NQ you can see it, which is right here. Okay, so the reason why I didn't take this one was because price had not closed above here. Actually, the reason why I didn't take this one was because price, even though price closed above here, it did not close above here. And I didn't look at that as a possible, real unicorn. The real unicorn is above the breaker, and this is the real breaker right here. You have swing high, swing low, swing high, lower low, draw draw above higher. Now, the reason why I took it down here was because this area right here, I didn't take it here because here you have no sweep. You have a sweep of this swing high and swing low, swing high, but to me it wasn't as, I guess you can say, as clear yet. And then I started noticing price develop some wicks here and develop some smooth edges up here. This high with these highs are relative equal highs, and I noticed this order block here, which becomes a breaker. And so I got in right around here somewhere. I think it was at around 50. And I had wanted per price to immediately draw higher. I did not want price to start closing down here, because if price did start closing down here, then I would look to get out. I was prepared to see some wicks uh, draw through here, but I did not want to see price close below here. And I covered into these smooth edges, and final cover was up to here. So coming into the afternoon session, I had realized that we're still drawing higher. Actually, I have a picture of that. Let's see here. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so coming into the afternoon, I realized that we had drawn a 1 hour gap here, 1 hour gap here. This is also a 15-minute gap, but I wanted the 1 hour gap. And so on ES, we drew into this gap here, but on NQ we didn't. So that to me is SMT. And then once price drew higher, I looked at this as the intermediate term high. We drew a gap here. I got in, actually I got in a little higher. I got in right here with a stop below this low. And then price drew above here, closed one here, and closed the other one here. I wanted to see price close above this inverse here, which obviously did become an inverse, but I wanted to see price blow through and then test this area, which had me hold on to this area. This right here is capitulation, meaning everybody's given up. And price did trade a little higher, but I did not want to see price trade into. Wait, let me rephrase that. I wanted to see price trade all the way through this gap, but obviously it didn't. And then price going into the 1600 macro or the close, it's sold off, and I'm glad that we didn't take that. Again, the reason why I took this trade was because we had an intermediate term low here, gap, entry. And as you can see, we have various other PD arrays here. But what sold it to me was the smooth edges here. And I knew that price likes to target these smooth edges to stop everybody out before it goes on in whatever direction it wants to go in. And I didn't take this one because obviously there is no entry, no gap. There is something on the 30-second, but I try to stay away from that. So let's go ahead and go over today. So today we're coming in, and price did draw higher all the way throughout pre-market. I had wanted price to sweep these lows, smooth edges again, relative equal lows. I had wanted price to sweep these lows. These I was not expecting, and I'm glad it didn't. This one I had wanted price to sweep these areas, because then that would mean that price would target the highs. And because it didn't, it makes a more, to me, it makes a more logical reason to target these lows as generated liquidity or low resistance liquidity runs on the higher time frame. So I am expecting price to sell off going into the morning session and then maybe reverse. Depending on how aggressive the sell-off is, will give me a reason to maybe try a long later on going into the day, because I don't expect. Oh no! Don't tell me. Geez, I ran out of battery on my mouse. Where is it? Give me a second. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm expecting a morning sell-off, and to target these lows here. First target would be here, but what I do want to see is I want to see some sort of SMT at the highs. This is similar to last week's price action. Not saying it's going to work out that way, because this to me is drawn liquidity on the higher time frame, but on the lower time frame, the lows are the drawn liquidity for me. So what I would like is I would like maybe one sweep without sweeping this high, and then for price to draw lower, because that gives me SMT at the highs between this high, this high, this high, and this high. So with that, we have SMT with ES and NQ. I want ES to sell off, sweep these lows, maybe this low, and finally this low. But I don't expect price to draw down here. If my bias is correct, then we won't see any more lows. And again, today we might reverse if these lows are swept and close higher, because I do want to see this whole gap close, and the gap close above here on the daily. If that happens, then that gives me indication that price is reversing, and we can expect higher highs going into maybe the rest of the week or next week. So yeah, let's go ahead and connect. Now, I did want to take a trade early in the morning. That's why some of the data is loaded, and it's just my fault because I missed a pretty good trade here, right here. Okay, I missed this really good trade, and the targets would have been these lows, and I was off by maybe 2 minutes really. Um, and that sucked, but it's fine. I just let it go. And so what I'll be doing is I'll be looking to see what price does here. One of these I want to get swept. I don't care about this one, but I would like for one of these to get swept, one of these highs, then for SMTP to get drawn. Now, if price does not draw any new highs, then I would want to see a sweep, long-term high on the 1 minute, and then an intermediate term high on the 1 minute get drawn, and I want to get in there. So if that happens, then that's what I'll be looking for. So because these lows down here are smooth edges again, smooth edges. So I do want the price to target these areas down before once these highs are swept. Again, I do not want to see previous day high get swept. I don't want to see previous high get swept. So let's go ahead and connect and see where price is and how price developed going into, well, now. All right. Okay. All right. So I am liking this. We do have, again, we do have smooth edges here, here as well. This is all low resistance here, low resistance. Um, oh, here we go. Okay. I see something here. Again, this is what I was looking for. I was looking for an intermediate term low to get put in. I don't like any of these here. So if price comes into this area, then I will take a short, a temporary short, maybe from here to here. Um, but obviously it's drawing lower now. Oh man, that sucks. Because this happened during the 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock macro. Um, so if I decide to get in here, it'll be a 7 point entry, 7 point risk reward. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Uh, but the one thing I don't like is I don't like this right here, these smooth edges. And there it goes. Oh man, that sucks. That's fine. So I'll let it go. Because again, come the open, we might get one more sweep, at, and then price draws lower. So just watching for now. I want to see how price reacts within these areas, and hopefully we get an entry. Oh man, oh that blows. Okay, so if price comes down to here again, that's fine because it's either going to continue selling off or it's going to reverse, sweep these highs once again, and then draw lower. So as it turns out, that's what I'm looking for, and that's the way to go for me. That seems like a logical thing to do. Kind of do have tiny SMTs down here with this low and this low, but that doesn't mean anything to me yet because time is not a factor at the moment. Damn it! It hurts that I missed this one because this is the intermediate term high, and this would have been the perfect entry. Oh no! Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, it definitely sucks. It's fine. So on the 5 minute, let's take a look at the 5 minute. When you have three time frames that are in agreement with each other, that's when your odds are up. And as you can see here, we have a gap here. Yeah, we have a gap here. No gap here. Yep, no gap here, but obviously this could be the intermediate term high. So um, if we draw a gap here without sweeping this low, then I might be inclined to give it a shot. The risk reward is a lot more. Um, yeah, the risk reward would be a bit more, a bit wider. Let's take a look. About 23 points. Yep, definitely a little more than 7 points than I would have looked in to get in here. Uh, so if that happens, then no entry. I'll just leave it because if we get a sell off, like I said, one of the best types of entries for me is the second stage of distribution. So we might get it down here where we create similar on the 1 minute, and then we get the sweep of these lows. So if I miss this one again, it's fine. I'll just look to trade down here. Yeah, definitely. Sucks that I missed it. Okay, so we got a tiny gap here. And we have a volume imbalance here. Same thing on ES, volume imbalance here. Okay. So there's no gap here because we had an immediate rebalance. So price is either gonna continue to draw lower or reverse. But again, I am expecting price to run one of these highs. So whichever one runs one of the highs, I don't know, whichever one happens to do that, that's when I'll start hunting for run lower. On the hourly, we are failing to close above every sweep of the highs, so that's good. On the 15-minute, we do have some sort of displacement on the on NQ on ES. On ES, we do have displacement. Again, these relative equal highs to me is the reason why I should give this short a chance. If I give this short a chance, then I will be looking for a 4.25 stop. So I would like for NQ to actually sweep these highs. If that happens, then I'll be looking to get in at the 0930. We are above midnight open, New York open, so above these price areas, not these, but these price areas is where you want to start looking for short opportunities. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. There might be something here. Okay, all right, well, we have something here. You know what? I'm going to give it a chance because the thing is, it looks like something that I would. This reminds me of last week's play. I want to see price start closing below this area because this to me is a failed high. Okay. Yep. All right. All right. No entry yet. I'm still watching to see how price develops here. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stay away from it because time is not relevant just yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect. Yep, let's go ahead and disconnect, and that would get rid of my impulsiveness. All right, so I'm just gonna disconnect from that. Let it go because again, this to me looks like the power of three manipulation. uh, consolidation, and this isn't necessarily manipulation, but if we get a draw higher, that I'll consider manipulation. And what I want to see is I want to see something like this, where we put in a gap here, we get a sweep through that gap, which becomes an inversion. We also get a gap here within the same vicinity. We draw into that gap where I get in, and then we get the draw lower. But again, if price just continues drawing lower, then that's fine because I'll be able to get in on the second stage of the distribution. Uh, like I said, this right here reminds me of the trade I took last week, which was one of my better trades right here. And obviously we did not get a draw back into equilibrium between this high and this low. We only got like 25% retracement, but again, I got in right here and was able to cover for 10 points on a couple of contracts. So I'm just gonna wait for now. Yep. Yeah. See these smooth edges. Smooth edges. Smooth edges between these lows. Low resistance liquidity runs. We got a sweep here, but that's on the 1 minute. I'll connect back at 27 or 28. It makes it easier. Yeah, the one thing I don't like about the higher time frame is that we do have well, on both ES and NQ we do have consolidation, right? But on ES is where we have the let's take a look here. Okay, so consolidation on the 1 hour, and even tighter consolidation on this one here. But if you zoom into the 15 minute, we do have displacement on the 15 minute, although we don't have a gap. On NQ, we have displacement, but I don't see it as displacement just yet, because even though we do have displacement, we close below this breaker here. Well, actually, we didn't. Yeah, we did actually, because the bodies are the ones. So we did close below, but I don't see it as displacement just yet. So this is the one I'm looking to see if it sweeps, and then we get the draw lower. So we'll see, because again we did sweep this liquidity pool here. This is the displacement. Sweep liquidity pool here, this pool here. So now we have this pool here as well, and now we have the displacement lower. So yeah, that's why my bias, well, my draw on liquidity are the lowest currently, but only after we get some sort of real displacement on the lower time frames. And again, when you have, this is the first one, when you have 3 time frames in agreement with each other, displacement. This one I'm not so convinced, so which is why I expect this one to get ran. We do have displacement on the 5 minute. So on the 15 minute we have the same thing, 5 minute, and then the 1 minute. Same thing here, 15 minute. I don't see it as displacement, so I'll look to see what price does, and then I want to see the draw lower. So we'll see. And on the 1 minute, obviously we do have what I'm looking for, but I'm not going to trust it given my experience with trading during the 0930 open. There is news today, but one is at 10:30 and the other one is at 13:30, I believe, or 1300. Nothing big, but I do expect price to still be fluid. And the range is not as crazy as it was yesterday and the previous day's range. Previous day's range was just insane. Um, so let's take a look. There we go. 1 minute. Did I add the highs here? Yep, I did. What about this one? All right. I don't really want to do this because these are the relative equal highs, so I'll just leave those as is. Actually, I didn't even look at earnings. Not that anything important is going on because the big ones just took Disney, Sony, among a few hundred. So still commercial and all that stuff. Shopify. Yeah, nothing of importance. I mean, if as a group all of the numbers are not as expected, then we might see some, some movement from there. But nothing nothing as notable as Apple or Meta or Tesla or Google, Amazon, and I think those are the top ones that I look at. Um, so nothing to be concerned about just yet. All right, let's go ahead and connect and see where price is. Actually, no, wait, because again, uh, impulsiveness can eat at you, um, and the way to combat that is just to figure out what works for you and what doesn't work for you. If this high gets drawn, then all of these pivots are no longer um, relevant. What we'll do then is we'll look at this as the 5 minute intermediate term cap, intermediate term high, 5 minute intermediate term high, 5 minute intermediate term low. Actually, this would be the long term high. So yeah, let's take a look now. Actually, all right. Okay, all right. Oh, perfect. I was actually looking to get short here, so I'm glad I didn't. So this is the high that I wanted. I do want price to sweep these highs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a buy order like this. Uh, Here we go. And I want to see price get in there, which is where I want to get in. I want to get in somewhere around here. All right, so let's get in at oh, perfect, right here. No, don't tell me. Oh, don't you do it now. Ah, and there it goes. Well, that blows. I'm not gonna hit the button out of impulse, so I'll just let it go. If it doesn't come back into this area, then it's over. But what I will do is I will get short on NQ, and of course, okay, so no entry on NQ either. Let's see what it does after it sweeps that high. Nothing. All right. Okay, so no entry on NQ. All right. I want price to come up to this area. Come on, a little longer, a little more. All right, let's get in right there. Okay, so I'm in. My stop is above this high, 43.34. All right, and if I get stopped out, then that's fine. I'll just look to enter at another time. And of course, there it goes. All right, let's see what price does now. And there it goes too. Ah, darn. Okay, so first target out. First target. First trade is done with. NQ swept the highs. ES has not yet. Here. Let's take a look at the 60-minute. Let me go ahead and add it. If price sweeps this high, then I am out of the market until I get a hang of what price is really going to do. Okay, so we got something here. I want to see displacement lower. Ooh, I like how price is closing here. All right. I want to see how price closes around these areas here. Okay. Nothing. I'm not seeing anything. We are still closing within these area, within these gaps here. If we start closing above these gaps, then my trade idea is done for, and I'll have to reevaluate and see where price is headed. I want to see wicks. No wicks, no entry. Nothing. Hmm. That's SMT between this high and this high, but it's right off the open, so not really looking at that just yet. All right, let's take a look. Yep, nothing yet. All right. And we're at this high, so we might be drawn towards the highs. Why aren't we? Okay, here we go. All right, so my bias was wrong for the day, which is fine. So now what am I looking for? On the daily, I am looking for price to close above this volume imbalance here. Same thing, same thing here. I want price to close above this volume imbalance, or close about this, close above this SIBI here. If we could close above that, then we can start hunting for sweeps, withdraws higher. All right, we got sweeps there. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to disconnect. There we go. Reassess my areas. Here. I don't have anything here. There we go. All right, just that. Let's take a look and see what YM is doing. So YM is the only one that hasn't swept any highs. So if anything, that would be SMT. Swept these highs. Same thing here. Swept these highs. Again, on the daily, price is not yet closed above here. It's attempted a couple of times, well, 2 days in a row, and it has yet to do that. So it might be today. Okay, so I might look at this as the consolidation, manipulation. So for context sake, I will add these areas here to see what price does. Whenever you're looking for an inverse, the manipulation leg will contain the inverse, and the inverse will be the gap previous to the um, sweep. So right above this sweep, this was the gap. So if price reverses, then I will look to enter here if there's a gap somewhere. Same thing here. If price reverses, then I'll look to get in here. This one I don't trust as much. So we'll see what happened going into the 10 o'clock macro. One trade, one loss. That's fine. I think it was 4 points. Let's take a look. Yep, 4 points. Let's see where else price may draw towards. No, I don't think so. Yeah, as you can see here, we drew into an imbalance, but we didn't necessarily take out any liquidity because price does one of two things: it is rebalancing an imbalance, or it is taking out liquidity. So if this is the imbalance where price decides to reverse that, then it does need to rebalance add liquidity. So these lows would be my first target and these lows. But again, it depends on what price wants to do. Whatever it offers, then I'll take it. Actually, I can go ahead and remove this. Actually, no. I'll leave this one here. I am mindful of the 15-minute because again, on the 15-minute now, it does look like actual consolidation. So you can see here, consolidation, manipulation, expansion, distribution. So just patiently waiting for now. Yeah, there was no rebalance of anything. So it does need to come back down. But then again, price does what it wants to do. I just merely get on the footprints to see if I'm right. All right, let's go ahead and connect and see what price is doing. And if it just continues to draw higher, then I am off the market, no entry. And if we continue to draw low resistance, then I will maybe look to take a continuation type of play. That'll be on the 1 minute if I do. Obviously, every one of my trades is on the 1 minute. So let's check and see what price did. Okay. Actually, let's expand this back. All right, there you go. Okay, so on NQ, we completely rebalanced that that void. Yep, there it is. We have SMT at the highs. We haven't traded too higher up. I want to see what price does here at these highs. Yep, there it is. And I want to see what price does here. Actually, no, not there. There is no... Oh, crap. Yep, there it is. Nothing here, nothing here either. Yep, no entry. I don't want to see rebalances, immediate rebalances. If I do see that, then that to me means that we have a balanced price range. All of this has no gaps, so that means that price is balanced, meaning that price is likely to continue drawing higher. So right now what we're doing is consolidating. I'm looking for signs of, where is it? I'm looking for this. This is what we're doing right now. We're just rebalancing any imbalances or just creating a balanced price range. What I wanted to do, actually, not this one's not a good example. The one from yesterday on NQ is here we go. Okay, so we're rebalancing any imbalances. We're creating a balanced price range. What I want to see is I want to see smooth edges, either at the lows or the highs. Because once I start noticing those, that's when we see manipulation and then expansion. And since I'm looking for a reversal, what I'm looking for is smooth edges at the lows and smooth edges at the highs. Whichever one gets taken out first, I'll start looking for an entry. So I'll just, yeah, I'll zoom out for now. Because if you start looking at every tick, that's when you start to anticipate, and the impulsiveness comes to play. And it's drawing higher. Okay. If I don't see smooth edges, what I am looking for, because right now we do have enough consolidation to go off of. Um, so if there are no smooth edges, the next best thing would be to see displacement. Um, Once displacement occurs, that is when I start to look for an entry, either or. But what I'm looking for right now are just footprints of something. I want the market to tell me I'm getting ready to do something, so just pay attention. And right now I am paying attention, but I'm not seeing anything. What did we do on YM? YM, nothing. Smooth edges at the highs. We have displacement lower, but if we continue drawing higher and then QN, yes, then that might be it. But again, we do have SMT between the two. Ooh, YM, SEP, 24. All right, so there it is. Okay, I like the chart on YM. I'm gonna give it a short. Tight stop. Nah, never mind. I just took it off because I'm not seeing anything on ES or NQ. Yeah, I took that off real quick. Okay, so let's see. What do we have? An NQ? Nothing. ES? Nothing. It does suck to be wrong. Well, off of this low right here. So yeah. And again, still nothing. On NQ, we are starting to see some sort of displacement. Yeah, there we go. That's displacement. But I don't want to see wicks. I want to see clear bodies at the highs and lows. All right, and oh, I'm glad I took that a trade off. NQ ran into those smooth edges. We'll see if it runs the highs. This could be a 3 drive pattern here. All right, let's just keep watching. Looks like NQ YM is going to sweep those highs. Yep, and there it goes. So now we have, actually no it didn't, not yet. Yep, I don't like this price at all. I don't like it up here either. The only way I'll look to get in is if I see something like this. Uh, Something like this. But it has to be clear bodies. Let's take a look at the 5 minute. Nope, all balanced. All right, so nothing. Okay. Wait a minute, I'm seeing something here. I'm gonna wait 4 more minutes because what I'm looking at is the hourly on NQ NES, and on NQ, uh, though price is already above here, I would like to see price close down here somewhere. If it closes above here, that's when I start looking for long opportunities. And what I mean by long opportunities, I'm not going to look at long here. What I want to see is I want to see price maybe sweep a low or consolidate all the way into the afternoon session. And then I'll look to get in. So as of right now, just what do you call that? As of right now, just the my hands are off for now. So I am still leaning towards taking a short, but again, that all depends on how the hourly closes. Take a look at the 2 minute. Nope, all balanced. All balanced. So no entry. We are leaving smooth. Yeah, I want to see what price does down here. If it does something like this similar, then that gives me, yeah, I'm starting to like it. Well, I'm starting to like what I think will happen. But what happens and what I think doesn't really matter. I just want to see price put in those footprints, and it does look like we are going to close bearish. Again, I want to see how the hourly closes. I would actually like it if, I don't know, we get a quick sweep or something. Not a quick sweep, like an aggressive move down, and we close down here, because then that would give me higher time frame reason to start looking for shorts. But if we close above this price point, then that's it. That's when we start looking for longs, at least on the 1 hour. Okay. Okay. All right. So we did close up here. Yep, we did. We close up here. We close up here. Okay. So now bias is bullish. Um, so now I just sit on my ass until I see something. Well, not bias is not bullish. What I am saying is I would not be looking for to take shorts unless I see a clear entry. But again, I still want to see I want to see some sort of price action. I would have liked this um, right here, and we did draw higher. Let's see what the 1 minute would have looked like. Still no entry here. We are leaving these highs here. Okay. Okay, so I don't want to see these highs get tapped. So I'll just let price continue to draw itself while I wait for price to give me a plan of sorts. I don't like any one of these inversions. Maybe this one, but I'm not gonna touch anything. 7 minutes until the macro's over. I don't think we're gonna get anything, honestly. At least no entry that I can see is good enough for anything. Oh man. What do YM do? Alright, so YM is the only one that has not broken through that high, uh, through these highs. Hmm. Okay, now I'm paying attention. We have enough displacement here. I want to see what price does here. The one thing I would not like is for price to sweep the lows first. And obviously we might get that. Let's see here. Okay. And there it goes. Yep. Okay, so on the 15-minute, we have not closed above these areas, so I'm just gonna keep watching. I'm really starting to like it now. There it is. We do have SMT here. Okay. Nope, nothing. Now I'm staying away. Yep, I'm completely staying away. Yep, that's why you stay away. So I'm not gonna get in yet. What I'm looking for now is something like this. Oh, maybe one more, something like that. Because the 15-minute is failing to close above. So just watching for now. Actually, let's take a look at the 30-second. Here we go. Because I might see something here. Ooh, okay. Nope. Okay, so I just got in long here. Let's see what it does. I'm gonna take. I have my stop pretty tight. So if I get stopped, then I get stopped. I want to see how price closes within these price areas here. Okay. All right. And I want to see price take off aggressively towards these highs up here. Okay, continue. Okay, so now my stop is here. Again, smooth edges is what I'm looking for. And this is my target. Perfect. Okay, so now I have my stop set. Let me me have it here, because here we are leaving a gap. A close below this area, and I'll take my stop. My entry was a little below this area here. Where was it? 03. So right here. Yep, right there. So I want price to continue drawing higher lows. I don't want to see it close below this area. As you can see here, we close above this inversion. It's more reasons. So this will be it for me. If price closes below this area, then I'm out. Okay, I'll leave it in. So now my stop is here. Any break below and I'll get out. Okay, so any close below, any sweep below here, and I'm out. Actually, 19. Let me set my stop now. Okay, so hard stop here. I don't want to be there longer than I have to. It is a 30-second trade, so leaving it as that. And it looks like I'm gonna stop right now. Okay. All right, so I got stopped there. 200, 20, 20 points off of that. So I made back my initial loss and a bit more. So, oh, that's gonna suck because my bias is still the highest. What I think I should have done is I think I should have put it at break even, and that might be, yep, I think that might have been the reason. That might have been the right thing to do because we are still closing above this inversion here. And there it goes. Oh, that sucks. I'm still watching to see how price closes here. I'm already out of the trade, but I'm still watching to see how price closes around this inversion. This gap I don't really care about too much, but price is still closing above this, so we'll see. Oh, okay. So I'm glad I took that off. All right, so let's take a look at the 1 minute because I am seeing something here now. Actually, now we could turn into the 1 minute to see what it does here. Yeah, right there. Because we're still above CE here. Actually, let's take a look once again because I am liking this again. Uh, Nothing here, nothing here. Intermediate term high. Yeah, I think this would have been this was it. Yep, this is it. So now watch price draw up to here. Ah, darn. All right. Nothing on the price is still failing to close above any of the previous 15-minute highs. Same thing on ES. Yep, same thing on ES. Okay, so I might give it another chance here. Hourly, nothing on the hourly. 15-minute, nothing on the 15-minute. And there he goes. Let's see what it does here. I'm very okay. Yep. All right, so I'm glad I took that off. Or actually, I took it off on my stop. Because now we are showing bearish price delivery. We swept these lows here. Jagged. I would like to, okay, all right, so I'm starting to like this now. Yep, definitely liking it. I would like to see this gap remain open. Same thing here. I would like to see this gap remain open. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm really liking this now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the next gap that gets tested. I will be looking for an entry. This gap to me needs to remain open. Maybe this low here. All right, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a try here. I'm gonna enter one short, and again, my idea is that it'll sweep a lot of lows. So one contract is enough. Please allow me to get in. All right, there we go. If it touches this area here, it's fine. I just want to see what price does here. I don't want price to come back to here. And I am in a micro, so the stop is plenty for me. I like this too, lower lows on each one of these highs. I don't want price to come back to here. If it does, then I'm out. Ouch. Same play as the one I showed earlier, so just watching. We are way past the macro, but I'm liking this displacement lower. The only thing I don't like is these smooth edges up here. So if we start closing higher, then I got to get out. And I'll come back for the 11 o'clock macro. This is the old high, old low. Again, I'm not looking for any movement. On ES, we already drew into 50% of that range, and Q we haven't just yet. Again, I don't want this one to get filled, and we just did. Okay. All right, so this is the candle that'll give me the indication of what it wants to do now. If we draw lower from here, that would be great. If not, then that's it for me. A small tick into that area is fine, but if we close above it, then I'm out. And it looks like I'm going to take my stop depending on how that candle closes. A couple more seconds. Once the lows are broken, what I want to see is I want to see aggressive price delivery. If I don't see that, then I might be wrong, and I'll just have to come back for the 11 o'clock macro. Again, I am looking for the second stage of distribution. This is first stage if it is, the real sell-off. If it isn't, then I just got to take it off and then come back later on. Yep, I'm not liking that. I like that it closed lower, but I don't like the wicks. The bodies, I want the bodies to start closing below the lows, not close to the lows. All right. All right, so we're getting enough good displacement. Okay. Now, I don't want to see wicks here. And this is my stop now, 91. Yeah, that's not something I'm looking for. We close here. Yep, I'm not liking that. All right, let me keep my hand on the close button. 5 more seconds. Again, fast price delivery. I don't want price to consolidate. Yep, that's not what I'm looking for. What does price look like on the 5-minute? Oh, even better. Okay. So the gap that I did not want to fill partly got filled, but this gap remains open. So my stop is at 91. I'm going to set another sell here at 54. All right. All right. Triggered. Yeah, I'm not liking that whatsoever. All right, I'm going to take it off because I don't like that that one bit. Let me just take a look one more time. I want to see how that 1 minute closes. Because we might come back up, sweep this high. I'm not looking to do that anymore. I think I've stayed here long enough. So I need close above this area and I'm out. Because again, I do want to see fast price delivery. Okay, like that. That's what I want to see. 15-minute manipulation higher. So now what I want to see is I want to see a close below this area right there. I want to see a complete aggressive move lower. So now my stop is with a close above this area here. Any close above this area and I'm out. Immediate rebalance here. Come on. I'm going to close one of them at 100 points. And obviously we're getting that. All right, so I'm not liking that. What I'm not looking for is I'm not looking for price to close above here. Yep, I'm not looking for price to close there. Because if price does that, then that's a change in the state of delivery, at least on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute, we're still, yeah, we're still here. I wouldn't like for price to close above here. If it does, then my bias is wrong. So just still watching. Again, this gap should remain open. This is a breakaway gap. As long as price closes below this bar here, I remain bearish. Yep, definitely not liking that. All right. All right, so I'm going to set my stop up here. Yep, there it is. Okay, so on the 15 minute, we did close below this area. So as long as price continues to close below this area, I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and let's delete actually this one right here. As long as price continues to close below this area, I'm fine with that. This used to be the previous 15-minute low. So again, this would be an immediate rebalance. And since this one already ran into 50% of the range, I don't want price to come back up here. If it does, then I'm out. Let's take a look at the 1 minute because I am seeing something on the. There we go. Okay, 1 minute there. All right. Yep, that's not something I wanted to see. Okay, I want to see what price does here. Maybe a flat bottom would be great. A flat bottom would be great. Okay, so I've been on this trade for longer than I'd want actually. So I'm gonna take my stop here if it uh, trades above it. I'm still looking at the 15-minute. There is an immediate rebalance here. So if this is an immediate rebalance off the 15-minute, then this should be the high. Perfect. Break below this low. All right. I'm going to set my stop at 476. Okay. All right. Hard stop above 476. And that'll be it for today. Just not enough for me to want to stay in. I mean, the 15-minute is the only thing that's keeping me in, but if it's going to be an immediate rebalance, I wouldn't want price to trade any higher than it already has. I think, come on. Yep, not liking this. As long as this closes below here, that's fine. This is an order block, and if price is to continue drawing in a bearish manner, then it should um, reject that area. Okay, all right, that's it. I'm out. I didn't take that, but I am liking this now. Let's see here. Yep, right there. So just watching for now. I'm done trading. I'm not going to trade anymore, but still watching price. Because if it reverses, then this could be the intermediate term low, long term low, intermediate term high. Okay, well, I think I got out too early. I was just a little impatient, which is fine. We have lower highs here, lower highs here, lower highs here. So now price is going to draw lowers. So break even for the day. Again, I do want to see price come all the way down here, and then um, I want to be able to get in the second stage of distribution down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut it for today. So I'll see you tomorrow. A little frustrating actually that I did not hold it long enough, because I do believe that we are drawing lower, but that's fine. I'm okay with not doing anything for now. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. Where's the disconnect button? Here it is.